Alright, so this is how I got into Ryanair. Basically, one day I decided I wanted to start traveling. That unfortunately didn't age well. So I applied online on the Ryanair website, did the 2 quizzes, and waited basically a month. After a month, I got an email, an invitation to an interview. The interview took place online. After all of that, I got invited to do the training course. In the first place, I was actually supposed to work for Lauda because we were based in Vienna. But we were the famous course that they cancelled. So after a week of us taking part in that course, we got a Zoom call from the people from management to tell us that our course is cancelled. We were all a bit shocked in that moment, to be honest. But very soon they told us that the next day there's a Ryanair course starting. The only catch is we couldn't be based in Vienna. We had to choose between 5 bases. Those bases were 3 in Germany and 2 in France. Those are not 2. That is 2. So the 3 in Germany were Wese, Memmingen and Cologne, which in my opinion weren't the best ones. That's just personal preference. And the other 2 in France were Paris, Beauvais, and the second one was Toulouse. Since I speak fluently French because I was in a French school, for me it was an easy decision. I'm going to take one of the 2 from France. I've been to Paris once with an ex-girlfriend and I really liked Paris, so for me it was an easy choice. I'm going to take Paris, Beauvais, which they explained to us is like 1 hour away from Paris, just a little town called Beauvais. So the course was approximately 2 months, a bit less than that. And we had classes every day from like 9 a.m. in the morning till 5 p.m. in the evening. Afterwards you get home, you have to study because the next day you have little tests at the end of the class. You have 2 big exams that you have to pass, which is initial and conversion. And before the conversion exam, you have a week of training in one of the training facilities. For example, Bergamo, Dublin. Ours was in Dublin, which I love because I love Irish people. I love Dublin. I've been there twice now. And I mean, the company itself is Irish, which makes it a bit easier. Do you know what I mean? Especially when people come on flights and start shouting at you why you don't speak their language. At the end of the day, Irish company, we are just supposed to speak one language. Anything else is a bonus. English. After I finished the course, Ryanair sent me to Paris-Beauvais, where I started my Ryanair career as a steward, or aka cabin crew. I've been based there approximately 9 months before I got a base transfer to Mallorca. Unfortunately, they cancelled that one without any particular reason. Very soon, I got another one, which was Ibiza, where I'm at right now. And it's pretty boiling hot, but I'll still keep the uniform on because it looks better and more professional. So now I'm staying here for the next 4 months, in total 5 months, before I change company and move to Dubai and start working for Emirates. Very soon I will make a video how I got into Emirates. So to come back from all this, why I started working for Ryanair, I wanted to travel. Unfortunately, with Ryanair, you don't travel that much because you always come back to base. We're doing short haul flights, not long haul. You have a possibility of doing 2 sectors or 4 sectors. 2 sectors, basically 2 flights. Which means if I'm based here in Ibiza and I fly to Vienna, that is 1 flight, and I come back to Ibiza to base, that is 2 flights. There is also a possibility of doing 4 flights, 4 sectors, which means, let's say, we take, for example, I fly from Ibiza to Vienna, those are 2 flights, and then afterwards from Ibiza to Treviso, and from Treviso to Ibiza back, like Italy. So those are the 4 flights, 4 sectors in one day. Very soon I'm going to show you how the roster looks like and the marketplace where you can do swaps, where you can basically swap your flights for off days, home standbys, or if you want to fly more, for more flights. You have the maximum of 3 swaps for 1 month, which in my opinion is not that much, to be honest. And if you're someone like me who has a bit of a stronger, harder work ethic and wants to fly more, it's going to be a bit tough. For me, I still have the French contract, the French Maltair contract, which means that the moment I get over 75 hours, I get a bit more money, which is very good to me. Not that good to the company, I guess, which is why they remove flights from you to keep you under that limit. We're already talking about the standbys, home standby. Basically, you have multiple types of days during your month. You have 3 off days. Basically, you work 5 days on and you have 3 days off. In those 5 days, you can have 2 sectors, 4 sectors, home standbys or airport duties. Home standbys is where you're basically chilling at home or close by, that when they call you, you have to be at the airport in an hour. If they need you to come to work to replace someone, for example, or if they're missing staff, whatever. Basically, in that moment when they call you, you have an hour to get to the airport to get groomed. By grooming, I mean uniform. So you have the jacket, the tie, your airport identification card, which I'm not going to show you, well-ironed shirt, pants, which I guess you could see from my amazing jump, and some clean formal shoes. Let me show you. Oh, actually, let me do it like this. There you go. Tidy black, neat shoes. And neat black socks. When it comes to grooming, there's your crew bag, which is involved as well. Usually Ryanair gives you a black, neat crew bag. Mine was a bit broken already. There was a bit of music going on. Mine was a bit broken already, so I had to exchange it to this grey one. I'm gonna show you the essentials of what you need in your crew bag. In case of overnight, which doesn't usually happen very often, you need spare clothes. Spare, just like normal clothes that you wear on a day-to-day basis. Ryanair recommends for you to have a charger as well. You need your cabin crew medical report with you. Very important for you is to have your high visibility jacket, which looks like this when you wear it. You need to use the high visibility jacket whenever you're at the airport after passing security. And I forgot to mention, for the grooming, you always need a watch that works. Now, one of the three most important things in my opinion is for you to have your VPOS. I'll explain to you how this device works and what it does. This is what it looks like. And your passport and the cabin crew at the station. Without those, you cannot work. Basically, here you need to log in every time you work. You need to keep it updated as well, which you do here. You go on VPOS. And you need to keep Coruscant updated, where basically the manual is and everything that has to do with safety, security. At the back, you have a pin pad. With that pin pad, you charge whatever you're selling during the flight. In Ryanair flights, we don't take cash at all, and we're actually not allowed to take cash, unfortunately. And to finish off, in the crew bag, you need a first aid kit, a sewing kit, a polishing kit for your shoes, and some mints to stay fresh. And to finish the whole thing off, you need toiletries like, I don't know, toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, and some perfume, and that's it. Obviously, the uniform, you get it from Ryanair for free. You get 5 white shirts that you have to iron every time you work. I just do the whole 5 on the weekend, so then I don't have to worry. You get the blazer, obviously, the tie, the pants, 2 pairs of pants, and that's basically it. You get like a little rain jacket, and if you want a winter jacket, you have to buy it yourself, which is like 80 bucks, which it is a bit expensive. But for the winter days, if you're in a base where it's cold during the winter, you definitely need it, because you're going to freeze your balls off. So I explained to you how I got in, and now I'm going to explain to you why I got in. I wanted to travel, basically, and I knew I speak 4 languages. I speak German, Serbian, English, and French fluently. Spanish and Italian I understand more or less. I don't speak that much. I know a few words. I know how to order a coffee or tell a woman that she's beautiful. The most important things that you need in life, and that's basically it. But all for all, I'm very grateful to be working for Ryanair. I know a lot of people are talking shit about them. I disagree, because I love my job. I love what I'm doing right now. I love the work that I have, and I think it's a really good school if you want to stay in aviation and progress to other companies long haul that pay you a bit more or that are a bit more renowned. So I can definitely recommend for you to become a steward at Ryanair or a cabin crew. The pay that we're getting is a bit low in my opinion. We get like 1.5 to 1.7 net euros. 1.5 is like the average, 1.7 if you work a bit more. But for the amount that you work, it is actually an okay salary, because during those 5 days of work and 3 days off, in those 5 days you can have 2 days of work, and the rest of the 3 are standbys or airport duty, where you don't really work that much, to be honest.